Hello buddy, welcome back to another episode of Just Where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we started our investigation kind of on like how we are able to track down the heretics so that we may parley with them. And this episode we're just going to go and continue. Let me first go and get this to get another ether currents. Point that out to you? Well, there's plenty that needs doing, and killing besides. I'm sure you've noticed the dragons aren't the only thing we have to contend with out here. Take the polar bears, for example. They come here looking for an easy meal, drawn by the smell of our cook fires, and then raid our stores. Think you could thin their number a little? Killing 4 or so of them should suffice. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. Go and get that, and then this. If we are to lure our foes to our position, then we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Lynn? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alfino, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. Aye. It will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. My voice just... my voice just like gave out in the middle of that. It's been a while since I've had that happen to me. I have been recording a lot more now. For like a couple of days. Just so I have like a store of videos so I can do other stuff. And don't forget about, you know, uploading and rendering and all the jazz. Bum, 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 bum. Kill that bear. Right. Just 2 more. That is, of course, the kind of unfortunate thing about, like, me using this quest to level up. Well, actually, like, one of the things that still bothers me the most right now is that I can't really do, like, the thing that I did before, where I swap between my different jobs. Because I'm just focusing so much on leveling up these ones with the MSQ. Oh well. It's not too big of a bother, honestly. These are the Heavensward jobs, so... We've seen all the other jobs relatively, like a decent amount, I would say, so. There we go. And now we have to go and destroy some yaks. It's in any case going to be like a little bit more challenging for me to show off the gameplay of like a lot of the jobs while I'm in Heavensward. But I guess the most important like gameplay changes are usually in like the like level 60 tier. For instance, like level 50, then you have everything for level 50 and you have a lot of different content to do with it. And you have the level 60 tier, level 70, 80 and 90. I guess those are more important than like showing off specific like, okay, this is how you play this job at this specific level. And besides, it's not a walkthrough anyway. Well, not too much in any case. I will explain things because I find them to be interesting. If you're looking at a playthrough of a game, unless if you already know the game, which is also a thing that can happen. Well, even if you already know, like, I don't know, whatever. I just like explaining stuff. That's it. The end. Although I'm not always the best at explaining things. Well, you're certainly more reliable than any lordling I've ever met. They've only got eyes for dragons, even though I tell them time and again that if no one sees to those bears, they'll be nary a scrap to eat. Do they listen? I dare say everyone around here could stand to be a little more like you. Well, I said you're to be compensated, and I'm true to my word. I trust you'll consider this fair remuneration for your efforts. I'll get that coffee. Now let me go and check, though. I think there is just... yeah. There's one more on the field, and there's one that I will get from the MSQ. And then another one that I will get from beating that dungeon. This is such a fun land. I love this. I love this sheep. It's the best. Mr. Gelato Man. The Dreaming Dragon. Ice Commander. Excuse me. But, he didn't notice me, and I'm not complaining. To seem collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alf, you know. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we seek? The bristly hide of a now hideless yak.
Ah, I should have known it would be you.
Ah, sorry.
Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here. So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me. That which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress. 'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin. A war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm Heavensward in particular so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Heavensward, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, Heavensward ultimately gave in to her plea. And soon thereafter, the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
Is autumn mist, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Is the game just going to teleport me over to... Right. You are Lynn, yes? Pray address me as Isael, if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not? That fate should bring us together thus. Never did I think to walk alongside the Warrior of Light. But history is full of unexpected alliances. Shall we make our way to Ravania then? The chill of the Western Highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo Forest. Also, what level is this quest? Well, 52. We're already at 52, okay. Alright. So, I'm already behind on XP for my Astrologian. Which is kind of wild, and I kind of expected this to be happening. I think if I beat this dungeon with Lynn, sure. With my Dark Knight, then I'll probably reach level 52 with my Dark Knight, but I'm gonna have to do a roulette with Astrologian to get Astrologian to level 52. It would seem that no matter how hard I try, it fails in the end. Speaking of which, that we've reached level 52 though, it also means that we're yes, we get to do some more job quests, since they have now become available. So, what's this? A ward of Heavensward Thomas wishes to enter the Dusk Vigil. You are aware the ruins are infested with wild beasts and gods only knows what else. Are you not? Why, just the other day one of the convictors claimed to have seen a massive winged beast. Not a dragon, mind, but something altogether different. But far be it from me to deny an esteemed personage the opportunity to kill herself in new and exciting ways. Pray go on ahead. Okay. Right. Yeah. I will meet you guys right back. Alright. Here we are. Here we go. First dungeon of Heavensward. I have not been in here for a little bit. Alright, I didn't even sink down because I am low level. Oh boy. We'll see how this goes. I remember the enemies in this dungeon hitting surprisingly hard. So I guess we will see where this is gonna take me. I hope this healer is gonna be good because I'm most likely gonna pull everything. As I do as a tank main. Kind of. Nice. I'm gonna use Arm Strength 2. That should help. You know, I've actually not tanked a dungeon in a hot minute. Now that I think about it. It really has been a while. Used to be a day where I did it basically daily. there any magical? There's no magic damage, so can't really use Dark Knight. Which is quite unfortunate. Right, one more of these boys. And this guy should give us a lever, if I recall. Yep, it calls to a lever. Time to deal with this annoying boss. Mr. Elephant Boy. So this boss will like target anybody at random and then do Woolly Inspiration. We're just gonna suck him in and then hit him into the air. For no reason whatsoever. Just to waste time. Oh, that poor Black Mage. I see the ley lines. For route, you can actually stand in the way, and then the person's not going to get stunned for as long. So you can actually intercept that attack for it, I think, in any case. I also want to mention something else from this point onward, from Heavensward onwards. My knowledge on specifics in dungeons and in content is going to be quite low. Well, not particularly low, but like it's going to be fine. I know the mechanics mostly, but I'm gonna have a lot more moments where I don't really know like any cheeky little things that you can do, like you could do in some of the ARR dungeons. Mainly because I've just done the ARR dungeons like, a lot. I spent a hell of a lot of time in ARR comparatively to like the rest of the expansions. I can't leave the area. It's too late. I was too slow. Cheers. What eye level is this? 120. So that would be better than, like, if I get a Dark Knight weapon, then that would be better than my current weapon, which is what I want. When it comes to these like journal pages and other things, they are probably very interesting to read, but I can't. I'm not gonna stop for those. Okay. Now this encounter, if I recall, hits relatively hard. I haven't even pulled everything yet, maybe. I don't remember. But I remember this hallway hitting pretty hard. I'm a Dark Knight and I'm not fully geared up, I would say, so I'm not gonna take too many risks. Especially because I do not know the skill level of the healer. There's another one over here. Is it weird, just one? No, just a lot of them. See a lot of random boys. But a lot of them are weaker, so. I think this guy drops a key. Yep. Hello. Hello, here's one of my party members screaming. This is fine. Right, two more boys over here. And this guy. Yeesh. Right, and then we have a sentry back here. Another person over here. And some more over here. And also more, apparently, Jesus. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming, huh? Right, another key. And then we get to deal with the Lord Commander. Brain drain! Sucks some of your life and gives it to his minions. We'll do random moves, I think. They will... Is that just like a re-damage that they're doing, or do they have a buff right now? Nah, they just did a re-damage around them. And then we have this over here. Chirurgeon. Or Chirurgeons. Lifeless Wind. This is one of those encounters that people tend to just DPS the boss and not really care too much about the mechanics. Okay, so the Chirurgeons do like little AoEs on the floor, and then the other boys do AoEs around them, I'm pretty sure. Yoink. Whoopsie. It's fine, they're done. I will greed all. For I am a greedy lady. Bum, 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 bum. When you're in the wind, you will get hit with frostbite. Not that it matters too much, but you know, it's a thing. And get Shadow Wall going. Right, there are multiple like ranged enemies. I'm also going to get Dark Mind because I can actually use it against these enemies. I could have probably somehow managed to get this Ice Trap to move, but whatever. I still don't know what these larva boys are about, but they're just here to die. They appear and then they die. That's a big wolf. I'm just gonna stand here because you have a damage up buff, which I can negate for some time. Let me go and use Dark Mind again. Magic enemy. Say hello to my little friend. And they decide to already start fighting. Okay. Some things never change, I suppose. Anyway. Whirling Jail. Stand behind the rocks, or rubble, or get pulled in. And when you get pulled in, this happens to you. Good look at our healer. Then Winds of Winter, which I think is an AoE around him, and you can avoid it by also standing behind roll. Another Whirling Jail. Free fall is like a little bit of a dash attack towards whatever person. I think you can negate the damage a little bit by standing behind the pile of rubble. And that is basically it. Which is fine. As we get the thing that we needed. I got some pants. Didn't get a sword though, which is kind of unfortunate. Because that is honestly the only thing that I really could have used. I guess I got this, which doesn't look bad. But my monk stuff looks better. Honestly, I didn't see a lot of did not see a lot of tank gear. It's kind of sad. Let me also go and get this, like the reward of this quest to ask my astrologian. And then normally, by finishing off this quest, we should then have flight unlocked for the Curthus Western Highlands. Do you have it, Mr. Adair? A large round sapphire named after the icy blue sheen of the Fury's armor. Yes, there's no mistaking it at last. It is ours once more. My parents presented this sapphire to me on my wedding day, as my wife and I presented it to Uhelmeric on his. One day they would do the same for their son. But for that disgrace of an inquisitor, suspicion of heresy, what rot. He knew what he wanted from the start. By the time I secured her release, they had interrogated her for days. She was a shadow of her former self. But the final insult, the final twisting of the knife, was when my son took command at the Dusk Vigil and found the ice rondel to be the centerpiece of the newly commissioned sculpture of the Fury. He couldn't prove it was the self-same one which had vanished, but so he knew. But no more. It is back with the family where it belongs. It is admittedly hollow comfort, yet in my waning years I must accept what little can be had. And with this, we can now fly! Whee! And I can now go and fill in the entire map. Which is honestly one of my favorite things to do. So let's go and just fly around for a little bit. Check out this. This beautiful place. By the way, if you're wondering how you can reach this, like without needing to fly, there's like a little bit of a crevice over here you can go through. So you can basically go from like where this river over here goes underneath. You can follow that. The reason why I'm telling you this is because there's an achievement bound, there's a fate, which will give you an achievement in this area. So that is why I am saying it. But this way of like unlocking flight will be basically the way that we're going to unlock flight for the rest of the game. This is how it normally is. In A Realm Reborn, they didn't bother with putting down any, those ether currents or that entire system, because it wasn't introduced back in ARR either. So it was in Heavensward where they introduced flying. And this is the farm that one lady was talking about, that they might want to renovate and reuse. And that I think is a hunt monster. I will explain how hunts work at a later point too. Actually at level 53, because that's when you unlock him. Like, other than the fact there's only one aetheryte, and it's kind of annoying to get, like, from place to place in this area. I do really, really enjoy this area, though. It's one of my favorite areas in the game, which is kind of interesting. But I just really like snowy landscapes. Maybe that's like another reason why I really like Heavensward. Because I really enjoy, like, snowy locales. There's this ship over here, too. Which is stuck in this frozen lake. Here we go. And now there is one more place. The Slate Mountains and Dragon Spit. I've always wondered, is it like Dragon's Pit? Like a pit of dragons? Or is it Dragon Spit? I think it's Dragon Spit though, because otherwise it would have to be a pause, I think. Yeah. Man, my allergies are going bonkers. I'm noticing it from time to time where I'm like, man, Jesus Christ, what is happening? So look at that. A dragon. Or the remains of a dragon. With a dragoon spear in his head. Frozen in ice. Anyway, that is the entirety of this place. Let us move on to the next area. I will go and unlock the next area. I will go and get the aetheryte in there. And then we are going to go and call it quits. Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure quite yet.
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Som-Al, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Som-Al will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey, and I suggest we take our rest at the village up ahead, and see that we are properly provisioned. There's a village here? But I thought these lands the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos, tail feather, was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Marchachon, I guess, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival, and he will also possess more recent knowledge on the road of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections. Only to cease this chatter if we are to meet this acquaintance of yours. Let us do it before Ishgard burns. Right. Oh yeah, right. I'm not high enough level with Astrologian. I forgot, I was like, why is this red? Okay then, game. I guess I'll run around as machinist then. Another reason why I let my Astrologian level up last is mainly because it's gonna be easiest for me to level up an Astrologian as opposed to like anything else. Tank is also like relatively fast to queue up for, but healer is something else. If you queue up as a healer, you basically instantly get a pop. You know what? Actually, I don't even need to finish this main quest. I'm just gonna stick around here. Alright, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of this. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. Off camera, I'm going to do a leveling roulette with Astrologian to level them up to level 52, at least. And then we'll go and do the Actually, no, wait, then we're going to go and do job quests. All the level 52 job quests. Goodbye.